Good morning, ladies. I want you to take a deep breath right now. Yes, right where you are, pause for a second and realize that the power to change your life is already inside you. You don't need someone to hand it to you. It's not in a job, a relationship, or a title. It's in the habits you cultivate every single day. Today, I'm going to talk about 10 daily habits every woman must master, habits that will shape your destiny, elevate your self-worth, and set you on a path to unstoppable success. First, let me ask you a question. If you continue living exactly the way you live today, in 1 year, where will you be? Exactly where you are now? Probably not. If you want something different, if you want something extraordinary, then your habits must be different. Habits are the invisible architecture of your future. The woman you want to become is being written right now in the small choices you make every morning, every hour, every day. The first habit you must master is self-discipline. Discipline is not about restriction, it's about control. Control over your mind. Control over your emotions, control over your actions. A woman who masters discipline is a woman who decides that nothing external, no excuse, no delay, no fear can steal her purpose. You see, talent will get you noticed, but discipline will get you results. The second habit is time management. Every woman has 24 hours, and how you spend them determines your results. Most people spend time reacting instead of planning. Don't let your day control you. Control your day. Prioritize your goals, protect your time, and refuse to waste energy on what doesn't move you forward. Remember, if you don't manage your time, life will manage it for you, and that usually ends in regret. The third habit is reading and learning daily. The mind is like a garden. If you don't feed it with knowledge, it becomes overrun with weeds of ignorance. Read books, listen to podcasts, explore ideas. The more you learn, the more value you bring to the world, and the more opportunities will open for you. Knowledge transforms you quietly but powerfully. The fourth habit is physical care. Your body is your vehicle in life, and you cannot reach great heights in a broken vehicle. Eat well, move daily, rest adequately. A healthy woman carries herself with confidence, energy, and presence. Your energy today will determine your accomplishments tomorrow. The fifth habit is emotional intelligence. Learn to master your emotions instead of letting them master you. Understand your feelings, communicate effectively, and navigate relationships with grace. A woman who controls her emotions is unstoppable. She doesn't react impulsively. She responds strategically, and that is the key to influence. The sixth habit is gratitude and positivity. You cannot grow in a mind filled with complaints. Cultivate a heart that focuses on blessings, no matter how small. When you start each day by acknowledging what you already have, you open the door for more. The universe rewards a grateful heart. Positivity is contagious, and successful women attract abundance because they think abundantly. The seventh habit is goal setting and reflection. A woman without a plan is like a ship without a rudder. Know where you are going, write it down, and review it daily. Reflect on your wins and your mistakes. Learn, adjust, and move forward. A small daily action toward your goal compounds into massive results over time. These 7 habits are your foundation. Once mastered, the other 3, mastering financial literacy, developing personal style and presence, and nurturing meaningful relationships, become natural extensions of your life. Ladies, you are the architects of your destiny. Every choice you make, every habit you adopt, every morning you wake with purpose shapes the woman you will become. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. But you can be intentional. Start today, start now, and remember the greatness you seek is seeking you. The woman who rises is the woman who refuses to be average. She is disciplined, intentional, and unapologetically committed to her own growth. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I building the life I desire, or am I waiting for it to happen? The power is not in luck. It is in the habits you master. Create them, live them, and watch how your world transforms. Your life is your message to the world. Make it powerful, make it inspiring, and above all, make it unstoppable. Self-discipline is not just a word. It is the invisible force that separates ordinary from extraordinary, the quiet power that turns dreams into reality. Imagine a woman waking up at 5 a.m. while the world around her is still wrapped in sleep. While everyone else is scrolling endlessly on their phones, she is moving. She is running, writing, planning, learning, because she understands that every action she takes today shapes the life she will live tomorrow. That is the power of discipline. It is not about being rigid or harsh with yourself. It is about choosing what is necessary over what is easy, what is productive over what is pleasurable. Every morning presents a choice. a crossroads where you can either surrender to comfort or rise to purpose. Consider the woman who wants to be financially independent. She wants her own business, her own freedom. Discipline shows up when she resists the temptation to spend frivolously, when she chooses to save a portion of her earnings, when she wakes up early to study markets, plan strategies, or connect with mentors while others are sleeping in or complaining about their circumstances. Her success is not an accident. It is the result of daily, consistent actions that most people are unwilling to take. She understands that small sacrifices today yield monumental results tomorrow. Self-discipline also shows up in health and wellness. Think of the woman who decides she will exercise every day, even when she feels tired, even when the sofa calls her name. She runs through the rain, lifts the weights, chooses a salad over fast food. Every drop of sweat, every disciplined meal is an investment in her future. She knows that her body is her vehicle through life, and if she neglects it, no opportunity will last long. Discipline is what makes her strong enough to face challenges, resilient enough to endure hardships, and confident enough to pursue her dreams without fear. Look at relationships in daily life. Self-discipline is choosing patience over impulsiveness, choosing understanding over anger, choosing to communicate rather than react. A woman who masters discipline in her emotions builds bridges instead of walls. She does not allow jealousy, gossip, or pride to dictate her actions. She is aware that every interaction is a reflection of her character, and she consciously shapes the way people experience her. Discipline in relationships does not mean being cold or distant. It means being intentional, controlling the tendency to react destructively, and always aligning her actions with her long-term goals. Even in learning and personal growth, discipline is the difference between stagnation and progress. A woman who commits to reading, to learning, to mastering skills, even when she is tired or busy, understands that knowledge compounds. Every page she reads, every podcast she listens to, every note she takes builds the architecture of her mind. Discipline is what allows her to sit in silence, to resist distractions, to push past boredom, to invest in herself even when the world seems indifferent. Consider her daily environment. The disciplined woman chooses what she allows into her mind and her space. She controls her consumption of media. She surrounds herself with people who elevate her. She sets boundaries with those who drain her energy. Discipline shows up when she says no to unnecessary drama, when she resists gossip, when she refuses to indulge in negativity. She knows that discipline is not about restriction, it is about liberation. It is the ability to govern herself so that she can act with purpose rather than reaction. Self-discipline is also about consistency. It is the unseen effort repeated over and over. It is waking up to the same goals every morning, writing in the journal even when uninspired, practicing the skill even when tired, making the phone call even when afraid. Greatness is not built in a single day. It is built in the repeated, disciplined actions that others overlook. It is in choosing the hard right over the easy wrong every single day. And perhaps most importantly, discipline creates freedom. It might seem paradoxical, but the woman who masters herself is free from fear, free from regret, free from the chaos of uncontrolled impulses. She does not have to rely on luck or chance. She does not wait for circumstances to be perfect. She controls what she can, her thoughts, her actions, her time. And through this control, she becomes unstoppable. Her life is no longer dictated by external events, but shaped by intentional choices rooted in discipline. Every small action, a brick in the foundation of a future she designs herself. Every great achievement in history, every success story, every influential woman you admire, owes its origin to self-discipline. It is the quiet force working behind the scenes, the internal commitment that never asks for recognition, the strength that whispers in your ear, keep going, when the world says stop. Without it, talent is wasted, dreams remain fantasies, and potential is squandered. With it, mountains move, barriers break, and ordinary days transform into extraordinary legacies. Time is the one resource that waits for no one, and yet it is the most undervalued treasure in our lives. Every woman has the same 24 hours, yet some achieve extraordinary results while others feel trapped, overwhelmed, and behind. The difference is not luck, intelligence, or opportunity. It is the mastery of time. Mastering time is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters with intention and focus. It is about taking control of your day before your day controls you. Imagine a woman waking up each morning with a clear plan. She knows exactly what she needs to accomplish, not because she is superhuman, but because she has learned to prioritize. She writes down her top 3 goals for the day, schedules her tasks, and allocates time for focus without interruption. She is aware that distractions are everywhere: social media, emails, gossip, endless errands, the trivial demands of others. She chooses to protect her time, understanding that once it is gone, it can never be reclaimed. Think about the woman who balances career, family, and personal growth. Without time management, she would be pulled in 100 directions, exhausted and frustrated. But with discipline and planning, she creates windows of opportunity. She wakes up 30 minutes earlier to read or meditate. She schedules her work to maximize peak energy hours. She delegates tasks that do not require her attention. She does not let urgency dictate her actions. She lets importance lead. She knows that controlling her time is controlling her life. Consider the small choices we make daily. A woman waiting in line at the bank decides to read a book instead of scrolling her phone mindlessly. She listens to an educational podcast during her commute rather than getting lost in idle chatter. She uses her lunch break for reflection and planning instead of gossiping or complaining. These small decisions, multiplied over weeks and months, compound into massive results. Time management is not about grand gestures. It is about the consistent, intentional use of every moment. Look at the everyday chaos many women experience. Tasks pile up, appointments overlap, and deadlines loom. The woman who has mastered time does not react to this chaos. She organizes it. She makes lists, sets reminders, and creates routines that allow her to flow through her day with purpose. She knows that planning is not rigid control. It is a framework for freedom. She does not waste energy wondering what to do next. She moves with clarity and confidence. Even in relationships, time management plays a crucial role. She schedules meaningful interactions with loved ones instead of allowing her schedule to be hijacked by trivial demands. She makes time to listen, to connect, to nurture bonds. She understands that every moment invested in people matters, and every wasted moment creates distance. Balancing work, family, and personal growth is not about sacrificing one for the other. It is about intentional allocation of time according to priorities. Consider her career growth. She arrives early to meetings. She prepares thoroughly. She meets deadlines with consistency. She avoids procrastination by breaking large projects into smaller tasks, setting achievable milestones, and rewarding progress. She knows that the hours she controls now are the foundation for opportunities and promotions tomorrow. She does not complain about lack of time. She creates it. She schedules focus blocks, turns off distractions, and honors the value of each hour. Time management is also about saying no, and it is one of the hardest skills to master. She understands that not every request deserves her yes. Not every invitation deserves her attention. She learns to decline politely but firmly, prioritizing actions that align with her long-term goals. She guards her hours as fiercely as she guards her dreams. She understands that wasted time is wasted potential, and she refuses to give it away to what does not serve her purpose. Even in moments of rest, time management is present. She schedules relaxation, exercise, and reflection because she knows that productivity without restoration leads to burnout. She is strategic about her energy as well as her hours. She invests in herself, knowing that a well-rested, focused woman accomplishes far more than a frantic, overworked one. She turns every day into an intentional sequence of actions, each choice reinforcing her goals and shaping her destiny. Time management is the key to freedom, the lever that allows her to move from chaos to control, from frustration to focus, from dreams to reality. It is not merely about organizing tasks, it is about organizing life itself. The woman who masters her time is the woman who masters her destiny. She does not wait for life to happen. She designs it with precision, intention, and unwavering commitment, turning every minute into a step toward greatness. Knowledge is the one asset that grows the more you invest in it, and daily reading combined with continuous learning is the tool that transforms ordinary women into extraordinary ones. Imagine a woman who spends just 30 minutes a day reading a book, listening to a podcast, or exploring a new skill. To some, it may seem insignificant, but these small, consistent actions compound over time, building a mind that is sharp, confident, and unstoppable. She understands that learning is not a task, it is a lifestyle, a habit that fuels her personal and professional growth every single day. Consider the woman who wants to elevate her career. She could spend her evenings scrolling social media or watching television, but instead she chooses to invest in herself. She reads books on leadership, communication, and personal development. She studies successful women, their journeys, their mistakes, and their strategies. She takes notes, applies lessons to her life, and reflects on what she has learned, each day she becomes more knowledgeable, more capable, and more prepared to seize opportunities that others overlook. Learning is not confined to formal education. It is present in every interaction, every experience, every moment. The woman who masters continuous learning observes the world with curiosity. She asks questions, seeks understanding, and challenges her assumptions. She learns from people she meets, from challenges she faces, and from mistakes she makes. She knows that every failure is a lesson in disguise, and every success is an opportunity to deepen her knowledge. Her mind becomes a garden where ideas grow, nourished by curiosity and disciplined by daily effort. Consider the woman balancing family responsibilities while pursuing personal growth. She reads to her children, not only teaching them, but also learning alongside them. She listens to audiobooks during her commute, turning wasted minutes into productive learning. She experiments with new skills at home, whether it's cooking, managing finances, or developing a creative project. She integrates learning into her daily life, transforming ordinary routines into opportunities for growth. She understands that time spent learning is never wasted. It is an investment in her future self. Even in the workplace, the woman who prioritizes learning stands out. She seeks feedback, attends workshops, and explores new strategies. She adapts quickly to change because she has trained her mind to absorb knowledge and apply it with agility. While others are reactive, she is proactive, always ready with a solution, always prepared for the next challenge. Her learning is not passive, it is active, intentional, and strategic. She knows that knowledge without application is like a seed that never sprouts. She reads, practices, reflects, and improves continuously. Consider the emotional and mental benefits as well. Daily reading and learning strengthen focus, patience, and discipline. The woman who reads daily cultivates empathy through stories, critical thinking through analysis, and creativity through exposure to new ideas. She becomes more articulate, more confident, and more inspiring to those around her. Friends, family, and colleagues notice the transformation, not because of superficial changes, but because her mind radiates clarity, wisdom, and insight. She becomes a source of guidance and inspiration, simply because she committed to learning every day. Learning also empowers her to make informed decisions. In life, choices are abundant and the consequences are real. The woman who reads and learns equips herself with the ability to navigate complexity, avoid pitfalls, and seize opportunities. She consults knowledge before fear, reason before impulse. She understands that ignorance is a trap and knowledge is freedom. Each book, each lesson, each insight becomes a tool, a weapon against mediocrity, a pathway to excellence. The woman who embraces continuous learning also inspires others. She models growth, curiosity, and perseverance. Her children see her reading at the table. Her friends hear her share new insights, and her colleagues witness her evolving expertise. She creates an environment where learning is valued, where curiosity is encouraged, and where growth is celebrated. She becomes a living example of the truth that the mind is the most powerful asset we possess, and that daily investment in learning compounds into a life of impact, influence, and limitless possibilities. Physical health is more than appearance. It is the foundation on which every other success in life is built. A woman who masters her health does not simply look good. She feels powerful, energized, and confident in every action she takes. Imagine waking up in the morning with strength in your body, clarity in your mind, and vitality in your spirit. Every step you take, every choice you make, is amplified by the energy that flows from a well-cared-for body. It is the engine that drives your ambitions, your dreams, and your impact on the world. Consider the woman who wakes up at 5:30 every morning to exercise. It is not because she wants to impress others or follow a trend, but because she understands that her body is a sacred vehicle that carries her through life. She runs through the quiet streets, feeling the rhythm of her heartbeat, the strength in her muscles, and the freedom in her lungs. Each drop of sweat is a testament to her commitment to herself. When she faces the challenges of her day, from demanding meetings to family responsibilities, she does so with energy that others envy but cannot replicate because they have neglected the power of their own physical vessel. Nutrition is another pillar of this habit. She chooses meals that nourish her body, not merely satisfy cravings. She understands that sugar and processed foods may taste good for a moment, but they steal energy, cloud focus, and diminish her presence. She fills her plate with colors, variety, and balance. Fruits that give her antioxidants, proteins that build strength, greens that restore vitality. She drinks water mindfully, knowing that hydration is the silent booster of energy and clarity. She treats her body as a temple, and in return, her body rewards her with stamina, resilience, and confidence. Physical health also manifests in posture and presence. The woman who cares for her body moves with grace, holds her head high, and walks into a room with the quiet assurance that she is in control. Confidence is not manufactured, it is the natural byproduct of honoring yourself and showing up fully. When she smiles, she radiates energy. When she speaks, she commands attention without needing to demand it. Her physical strength becomes inseparable from her self-respect, and the combination makes her unstoppable. Consider the challenges of daily life. There are moments of fatigue, moments when the body protests, when the mind wants to quit. The woman who has committed to her health does not succumb to excuses. She pushes through the tiredness, stretches a little further, lifts a little heavier, runs a little longer. She knows that discipline in health translates into discipline in life. When her body can endure, her mind becomes resilient. When she has energy for her body, she has energy for her purpose. Even simple routines like walking, stretching, or taking the stairs become acts of empowerment. The woman who takes intentional steps throughout her day accumulates more than fitness. She accumulates mental clarity, emotional balance, and sustained energy. She understands that movement awakens the body and sharpens the mind, that a healthy rhythm in her physical life translates into a healthy rhythm in her career, her relationships, and her personal growth. Sleep and rest are also part of this commitment. She does not see rest as laziness, she sees it as restoration. She creates routines that allow her body to recover, knowing that energy cannot be borrowed indefinitely. By prioritizing rest, she ensures that each day she faces the world fully charged with mental acuity, emotional stability, and physical vitality. She understands that her body is not an obstacle to her dreams, but the vehicle through which every ambition is realized. Mental health and physical health are intertwined. A woman who moves, nourishes, and rests her body finds that stress, anxiety, and negativity are easier to manage. She approaches challenges with clarity and decisiveness, not clouded by fatigue or physical depletion. Her confidence comes from knowing she can handle life because she has invested in herself, strengthened her vessel, and developed endurance that cannot be shaken by circumstances. Physical health is also contagious. The woman who embraces energy and vitality inspires her family, friends, and colleagues. Her children see her make healthy choices and learn discipline and self-respect. Her peers notice her focus, her energy, her ability to rise above chaos. She does not preach, she exemplifies, and through example, she ignites others to invest in their own health and confidence, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond her immediate life. Emotional intelligence is the secret weapon of every woman who wants to influence the world, not through force, but through understanding, empathy, and strategic presence. It is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions while also perceiving and influencing the emotions of others. Imagine a woman walking into a room and sensing the tension before it even becomes visible. She does not react with panic or defensiveness. She listens, observes, and responds with clarity and grace. This awareness allows her to navigate relationships, workplace dynamics, and everyday interactions with power that is quiet yet undeniable. Consider the woman at work who receives unexpected criticism. Without emotional intelligence, she might react impulsively, raise her voice, or withdraw in frustration. But the emotionally intelligent woman pauses, breathes, and assesses the situation. She listens carefully, separates her ego from the message, and responds with insight. She asks questions that clarify, acknowledges valid points, and redirects the conversation toward solutions rather than blame. By controlling her emotions, she earns respect, demonstrates leadership, and influences outcomes in a positive direction. She understands that people will forget what you say, but they never forget how you make them feel in family life. Emotional intelligence manifests in subtle but powerful ways. A woman may deal with a moody teenager or a partner under stress. She recognizes the underlying feelings behind actions and words, and she responds not with anger or frustration, but with patience, empathy, and guidance. She validates emotions without enabling negativity, setting boundaries while showing understanding. This approach transforms conflicts into opportunities for connection and growth. She creates an environment where emotions are acknowledged and managed, teaching by example how to handle challenges with composure and intelligence. Daily life offers countless opportunities to practice emotional intelligence. In traffic, in queues, during minor disagreements, She notices her reactions, questions her impulses, and chooses the path that aligns with her long-term goals. She notices when impatience rises and instead takes a deep breath or adjusts her perspective. She observes others' moods, offering kindness or encouragement where it is needed. Over time, this becomes second nature, and she moves through life with a calm authority that commands respect and inspires trust. Professional influence is also amplified by emotional intelligence. Consider meetings, negotiations, or presentations. The woman who reads the room, understands the motivations and concerns of her colleagues or clients, and communicates with awareness of tone and timing, becomes highly effective. She does not manipulate. She aligns her actions with the emotional currents around her, achieving objectives with skill, persuasion, and grace. She understands that leadership is not about dictating orders, but about guiding, motivating, and inspiring through understanding of human behavior. Emotional intelligence also builds resilience. Life is full of disappointments, stress, and setbacks. The woman who can manage her emotional responses does not crumble under pressure. She recovers quickly, learns from experiences, and maintains her focus on her goals. She does not allow temporary frustration, fear, or anger to derail her progress. Instead, she channels emotions into constructive action, turning challenges into opportunities for personal growth and professional advancement. Relationships flourish under emotional intelligence. Friends, colleagues, and family members gravitate toward her because she listens, understands, and responds thoughtfully. She does not react to every slight or misunderstanding. She chooses to interpret actions with empathy and communicate with clarity. Her presence brings calm and stability to situations that could otherwise escalate into conflict. She influences others not through authority alone, but through trust, respect, and emotional awareness. And this influence often opens doors that skill or knowledge alone could not. Emotional intelligence also strengthens self-awareness. The woman who's in tune with her own emotions recognizes triggers, patterns, and blind spots. She takes responsibility for her reactions and chooses responses that serve her purpose rather than satisfy temporary impulses. She understands that true power is not about controlling others, but mastering oneself. She uses this mastery to navigate social, professional, and personal situations with precision, foresight, and grace, turning challenges into lessons and ordinary interactions into opportunities to inspire and lead. Even small daily practices enhance emotional intelligence. Reflecting on experiences, journaling about feelings, pausing before responding, and seeking to understand others' perspectives train the mind and heart to operate with empathy and insight. The woman who develops this skill becomes magnetic in her influence, able to shape environments, build alliances, and inspire loyalty and cooperation through her understanding of human emotion rather than coercion or force. Emotional intelligence is therefore the cornerstone of influence, the foundation upon which leadership, success, and meaningful relationships are built. It is the ability to transform ordinary moments into opportunities for connection, understanding, and impact, turning the woman who masters it into a force of inspiration and power in every aspect of her life. And gratitude and positivity are not just feelings. They are powerful forces that shape the life you experience every single day. Imagine a woman waking up and taking a moment to acknowledge the simple blessings around her. The roof over her head, the warmth of her morning coffee, the love of her family, the ability to breathe freely. This simple act of recognition sets the tone for her entire day. It shifts her focus from what is lacking to what is already abundant. And in that shift, she creates a magnetic field that attracts more of what she appreciates. The universe responds to the energy she emits, and the more she practices gratitude, the more she notices opportunities, blessings, and resources that others overlook. Consider her morning commute. While traffic may frustrate others, she chooses to see it as a time to reflect, to listen to an inspiring podcast, or to practice mindful breathing. Instead of complaining about delays, she appreciates the chance to prepare mentally for her day. She notices the beauty in small details, a blooming tree, a friendly wave from a passerby, the golden sunlight touching the city streets. She trains her mind to look for the good, and in doing so, she programs her life to focus on solutions rather than problems, opportunities rather than obstacles, abundance rather than scarcity. Gratitude and positivity also transform challenges into lessons. When faced with setbacks at work, a difficult conversation, or a personal disappointment, she chooses to ask, what can I learn from this? How can this experience help me grow? She does not dwell on the negative or allow frustration to dominate her energy. Instead, she acknowledges the difficulty, finds the silver lining, and moves forward with renewed clarity. This mindset allows her to navigate life with resilience, turning potential moments of despair into opportunities for growth. Insight and innovation in her relationships, gratitude and positivity create deeper connections. She expresses appreciation to family members, friends, and colleagues, not just for grand gestures, but for small acts of kindness and presence. A simple thank you or a genuine compliment shifts energy, strengthens bonds, and fosters cooperation. People naturally gravitate toward her because her attitude uplifts, encourages, and inspires. She understands that positivity is contagious. When she radiates it, she influences the emotional climate around her, creating harmony and collaboration instead of conflict and tension. Consider her daily routines at home. She turns chores into acts of mindfulness, appreciating the opportunity to care for her environment and the people in it. She notices the aroma of a freshly cooked meal, the softness of clean sheets, the laughter of children or loved ones. Instead of treating these moments as mundane or burdensome, she infuses them with appreciation and joy, and through this simple practice, her energy becomes magnetic. She attracts more moments to be grateful for, experiences that reinforce her positive outlook, and opportunities that align with her abundant mindset. Positivity also influences her professional life. She approaches colleagues and clients with an attitude of possibility rather than limitation. She frames challenges as opportunities for creative solutions. She notices strengths in others, encourages collaboration, and celebrates small victories. Her energy sets her apart even in high-pressure situations. She maintains composure, optimism, and focus. She knows that complaints, negativity, and cynicism only drain her power and obscure solutions, whereas gratitude and positivity sharpen her mind, enhance decision-making, and create an environment where innovation and success thrive. She also understands the power of reflection. At the end of each day, she takes a few moments to review what went well, to acknowledge what she accomplished, and to appreciate the lessons learned from mistakes. She celebrates progress, no matter how small, because she knows that growth is cumulative. Each reflection reinforces her positive energy, aligns her focus on abundance, and prepares her mind for the next day's opportunities. This habit builds momentum, and over time, it transforms her life into a cycle of continuous gratitude, joy, and achievement even when life presents hardships. The woman who masters gratitude and positivity does not lose her center. She sees setbacks as temporary, viewing them as redirections rather than roadblocks. She focuses on what she can control, cherishes the lessons within adversity, and maintains an unwavering belief that better days are ahead. She understands that the mind is a magnet, and by cultivating gratitude and positivity, she draws abundance, opportunity, and fulfillment into her life with the same certainty that the sun rises each morning. Goal setting and reflection are the compass and mirror of a woman who is determined to live intentionally. Every day presents opportunities, distractions, and challenges, but without clarity and review, even the most talented woman can wander aimlessly. Imagine a woman waking up each morning and taking a moment to visualize her day, her week, her month, and even her year. She writes down her goals, not as vague wishes, but as clear, actionable intentions. She breaks them into steps, prioritizes what is most important, and allocates her energy accordingly. This simple act of planning transforms her life from reactive to proactive, from chaos to clarity. Consider the woman who wants to advance in her career. She does not rely solely on luck or external recognition. Instead, she sets specific objectives, say, to complete a professional certification, to improve her presentation skills, to lead a project successfully. Each goal is measurable, with a timeline and concrete steps. She tracks progress daily, asking herself, what did I accomplish today that brings me closer to this goal? Reflection is not criticism, it is awareness. It allows her to adjust strategies, refine actions, and maintain focus despite obstacles. Through reflection, she sees what works, what does not, and where she must push harder in personal growth. Goal setting and reflection are equally transformative. The woman may wish to develop healthier habits, learn a new language, or deepen her emotional resilience. She sets milestones that are realistic yet challenging, and she reviews her progress regularly. If she falls short, she does not despair. She analyzes the reasons, learns from the experience, and recommits with renewed determination. Reflection teaches her patience, discipline, and self-awareness. It illuminates patterns in her behavior, revealing strengths to leverage and weaknesses to address, turning mistakes into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks, even in daily routines. intentional progress manifests. She plans her mornings to include exercise, reading, and focused work before distractions arise. She evaluates her evenings, asking, did I honor my commitments to myself today? Did I act in alignment with my goals? Small, consistent reflection reinforces her daily habits and keeps her on track toward her larger ambitions. Without this intentionality, it is easy to drift, to let life happen instead of making life happen, to look back months later and realize that time has passed without meaningful progress. Relationships are also guided by intentional goals. The woman who practices goal setting reflects on her interactions with loved ones, colleagues, and friends. She asks, did I communicate clearly? Did I support others in meaningful ways? Did I maintain balance between giving and protecting my own energy? Through this practice, she strengthens bonds, resolves conflicts before they escalate, and ensures that her relationships align with her personal values and life objectives. Reflection turns everyday interactions into opportunities for growth, and understanding goal setting and reflection also cultivate resilience. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. The woman who plans with intention and reflects with honesty develops a mindset that embraces setbacks as lessons rather than failures. She identifies what she can control, adjusts what she must, and releases what is beyond her influence. Each reflection becomes a tool for clarity, each goal a marker of direction, guiding her through uncertainty with confidence and purpose. Consider her long-term vision. She does not simply set goals for the next day or week. She envisions the life she wants 5, 10, 20 years from now. She aligns daily actions with this vision, constantly reflecting on whether her current trajectory is consistent with her aspirations. This alignment between short-term effort and long-term purpose creates momentum that compounds over time, transforming ordinary days into extraordinary achievements. Her life becomes a deliberate creation rather than a series of coincidences. Reflection also enhances self-motivation. When she reviews her progress, she celebrates wins, no matter how small. Acknowledging accomplishments reinforces positive behavior, fuels confidence, and energizes her for the next challenge. She does not wait for external validation because she has internal awareness of her growth and progress. Each reflection is a reminder that she is moving forward, building competence, character, and influence one step at a time. Goal setting and reflection together create a cycle of intentional living. One fuels the other, and both shape the trajectory of her life. Through clear objectives, measured steps, and honest assessment, she transforms uncertainty into clarity, distraction into focus, and desire into tangible results. She understands that without goals, life drifts, and without reflection, progress remains invisible, opportunities pass unnoticed, and potential is unrealized. This combination of vision and review becomes the engine driving her success, growth, and fulfillment. As we come to the closing of this journey, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect on everything we have discussed. Every habit, every choice, every small action we have explored is not just a suggestion, it is a key that unlocks the door to the life you have been dreaming of, the life that whispers to you in quiet moments and calls you in your deepest desires. Greatness does not arrive by accident. It does not knock politely at the door of the unprepared. It is created by those who are intentional, disciplined, and unwavering in their pursuit of purpose. You must understand that the woman you dream to become is not someone you will meet in the future. She is someone you are building today, moment by moment, decision by decision, habit by habit. Consider the power of your daily choices. It is easy to underestimate them, to think that small actions do not matter, yet the truth is that your destiny is written in the minutes you honor and the ones you waste. Every time you choose discipline over ease, every time you invest in knowledge instead of distraction, every time you nurture your body, mind, and spirit instead of neglecting them, you are shaping the architecture of your future. Success is not a single event, it is a collection of daily victories that compound into a life of purpose, influence, and fulfillment. It is not wealth, fame, or recognition alone that defines achievement, but the alignment of your actions with your highest potential. You must also remember that challenges are not your enemies, they are your teachers. Every setback, every moment of doubt, every failure is a mirror reflecting areas where growth is needed. The woman who thrives is not the one who avoids difficulties, but the one who meets them with courage, who learns from them with humility, and who transforms them into stepping stones toward her vision. Your ability to rise after falling, to persevere when the world doubts you, to act with faith when circumstances seem uncertain, is the measure of your character, and the guarantee of your eventual success. As Tony Robbins says, it is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. And today, you are deciding to embrace these habits, these choices. And this path to greatness, think about the power of mindset. What you believe about yourself shapes everything you do, and what you consistently do shapes your life. Believe in your worth, believe in your capacity to grow, believe in the abundance of opportunities awaiting you. Surround yourself with people, ideas, and experiences that elevate you, not drain you. See obstacles as temporary, criticism as guidance, and setbacks as opportunities for refinement. The energy you emit, the focus you maintain, and the perspective you hold are the magnets that draw your future to you. As Oprah Winfrey reminds us, the biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. And every action you take, however small, is a step on that adventure. Your habits are your legacy. The discipline you practice today, the learning you pursue, the gratitude you cultivate, the goals you set, and the reflection you engage in are all investments in the woman you are becoming. They are the invisible forces shaping not only your success, but the impact you have on those around you. Your life becomes a message, a demonstration, a testament to the power of intentional living. The world will notice not because you sought attention, but because excellence and purpose radiate naturally from a life well lived. As John C. Maxwell teaches, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. And today, you are making that change. Imagine a life where every day is intentional, where every habit contributes to your growth, where your energy, focus, and actions align with your deepest aspirations. Imagine waking up with clarity, moving through challenges with courage, building relationships with empathy, and achieving goals with confidence. This is not a distant dream, it is within your reach. It is created by the consistent practice of the habits we have explored, by the daily commitment to yourself, and by the courage to rise above distraction, fear, and complacency. Your potential is limitless, your influence is profound, and your impact can transform not only your life, but the lives of those around you. You must now take responsibility for your journey. The future does not belong to luck. It belongs to those who prepare for it, to those who take action today, to those who refuse to settle for mediocrity. The woman who masters her habits, her mind, and her purpose will not wait for doors to open. She will create them. She will not ask permission to shine. She will illuminate every space she enters. She will not hope for opportunities. She will become the opportunity. The life you desire, the impact you dream of, and the legacy you wish to leave are all cultivated in the choices you make right now, in the discipline you practice, and in the courage you summon to act on your vision as you move forward. Remember that greatness is not a destination, it is a journey. It is the accumulation of small, intentional steps taken consistently, faithfully, and boldly. It is in the discipline of today, the learning of today, the care for your body, mind, and relationships, and the alignment of your actions with your goals that your extraordinary life is built. The habits you cultivate, the mindset you embrace, and the energy you radiate will determine not only your success, but your influence, your fulfillment, and your legacy. The world is waiting for the woman who decides to rise, to act, and to live with purpose, and that woman is within you.